Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got a story out of Kinston to share with you. Mario King has again been sentenced to 28 years in prison for a murder that took place back in 2023. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder last Tuesday afternoon in an Alford plea. An Alford plea is where a defendant maintains his innocence but admits that there is enough evidence to convict him if the case were to go to trial. King was sentenced this morning to spend between 28 and 34 years in prison for the crime. Franklin Bowden II was gunned down on May 24, 2023 on North Davis Street. King was arrested the next month outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania by Pennsylvania State Police. And now I want to give you an update on ongoing construction on a Pitt County road that has really just been termed as asphalt failure. That could be due to the heat. According to the North Carolina Department of Transportation, North Highland Boulevard near North Carolina Highway 11 is closed because of an asphalt failure. There you can see that big old spot on your screen. An aerial look at the damage shows again heavy damage on one side of the road. The closure began Sunday at 9:30 p.m. and is set to last until 5 p.m. on Monday. Now, the DOT says the expected impact on traffic is medium. Now, if you do travel along this route, again, do understand that we could not only see possible road closures at times, but also some snarled traffic as well. Make sure you can maybe take a detour. Now, want to highlight your weather forecast. Today is it's been a mostly sunny day so far. We woke up to a little bit of cloud cover earlier this morning, but a lot of those clouds have kind of faded away. However, some areas are starting to pick up a little bit more cloud cover as we see it's a sea breeze front really starting to get going. Now, of course, the big image you're seeing on the screen is just that line of clouds from the Great Lakes over the Ohio River extending down into Arkansas and Texas. That is our next frontal boundary, and that will be with us coming up tomorrow. Not looking at any sort of severe weather threat for us with that system. There will be severe weather for areas really north of Richmond and Norfolk, extending into the D.C. area, Maryland, Philadelphia, possibly even New York City again, getting some pretty strong storms rolling through coming up tomorrow as that front passes. But for us, we're going to be just far south enough to really avoid that severe weather threat. However, we will catch, again, some downpours, mostly because our atmosphere right now, our humidity is just so high. We've got so much moisture in the air that even just a little bit of a nudge and the clouds are going to want to rain. And that's exactly what we're essentially going to be getting from this upcoming cold front is a little nudge. Now, currently, you're starting to again see that line of clouds building across eastern North Carolina. That is the sea breeze front trying to get going. Air temperatures right now starting to separate themselves. We've got upper 80s, low 90s for many inland areas as you get closer to the water, more the mid to upper 80s. Regardless, when you factor in the humidity, everyone is hot. Hot, sweaty, steamy, you pick the descriptor, and yeah, most of them check out. A southerly wind is only enhancing that flow of humidity into eastern North Carolina. Wind speed's not impressive, but the consistency of the southerly winds certainly is. And that, again, is only going to increase our heat and humidity coming up for today. So far, we've really got just kind of one shower over eastern North Carolina that we've got our eyes on right now. We'll zoom it in over, again, Dare County. Right now, sitting pretty much right over Highway 264, just south of the Highway 64 interchange there, just north of Stumpy Point. Nothing extreme, certainly no lightning strikes, but it's a start of a pattern that will continue through the rest of the afternoon. Even maybe a few spotty showers and a few downpours for, I'd say, several areas in eastern North Carolina, fading away by the time it gets around 8 to 9 p.m. tonight. Heat-driven storms do a really good job of dying out when you remove the heat from them, and that's essentially what's going to be happening this evening. Tomorrow, though, because we're going to have a frontal boundary roll in, it could lead to those showers maybe hanging around a little bit longer than what we're going to see for today. Again, the front that's going to be moving through eastern North Carolina will be weakening and dying out as it does so. However, again, all we need is a little nudge and we will get thunderstorm activity in eastern North Carolina. And that's what we're going to be seeing over your Tuesday. And then again on Wednesday, as while that front dies out, instability will remain. We will still again have an atmosphere that just wants to create some rain showers, and well, it's going to do just that. Now, for those of you who spotted the area of low pressure down near Florida, that is being tracked by the National Hurricane Center. The good news is it's kind of showing a different path than what normally we see for low pressure systems off the Atlantic coast of Florida. This is going to be a system that actually is expected to cross back over Florida and get back into the Gulf. That would make me smile quite wide. 10% chance of it becoming a named system over the next 48 hours, over the next 7 days. Chances again, a 30% chance. Let's get to your full 8-day forecast. So again, tropics looking pretty good right now. Oh, knock on wood. Don't need them saying, oh, okay, well, I'll show up, Charlie. No. Tropics can stay quiet. 91 degrees tomorrow, 89 on Wednesday, thanks to, again, the more extensive cloud cover and rain showers that will be present. Thursday, 94 degrees, and then we're into the mid to upper 90s, 95, 96 degrees there on Friday and Saturday, pushing your heat index, your feels like temperature, well above the 100-degree mark. Most areas, I think, are going to be at around 105 or higher. Anticipating, again, heat advisories on both Friday and Saturday. Right now, Sunday, not quite hot enough, but it's certainly one we'll keep an eye on, as is, of course, Thursday. But yeah, get ready for some hot conditions coming up end of this week and into the start of the weekend. If you can, make sure those air conditioning units are prepped for another round of sweltering heat. Well, that's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Supreme Choice.